it's Tonya with Scare's Italian Restaurant here in Amarillo and my good friend Jena Taylor with Faith City Mission. So I want you guys to meet her and hear her amazing story and all the things that she does in this community, because honestly, we couldn't do it without you, and then all of your people that you have in your circle over there making some things happen. So tell me exactly how you got involved and when you started and what your mission is.
You know, I was schooled from a small child to be a portrait painter. And my parents groomed me and sent me to college, and I had a career in portrait painting. So many wonderful people. Actually did Jena and Barbara Bush's portraits when they were little
How
girls.
amazing is that?
And so it was great. I loved it. So I was perfectly happy at what I was doing. And yet one day, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but one day I had a cataclysmic encounter with the Lord in my studio on the floor. And he wrecked me so hard. And I said, okay, I'll go anywhere you, A, my life is pathetic. B, I repent. C, I'll go anywhere you want me to go. I'll do anything you want me to do. What do you want me to do? He said, clear as I have ever heard a voice, go to Faith City Mission. And I thought,
I love that.
I don't know what that is exactly. So I went, and it was filthy and dirty and grimy and smelly. And I said, oh, no, this is not going to work for me. I like beauty. So we actually then began to get grants to clean up the mission and make it a beautiful place for our guests to be.
That is
so
so
the
awesome.
mission, of course, is to help the homeless. So we feed 3 times a day, 6 days a week. Okay. That's about 75,000 meals a year.
That's so awesome.
It's amazing.
I hate that there's a need for it, but it's just so awesome that you guys are there.
Think about it. We're in the same business, and that's feeding people.
Exactly.
And so it's just that we do ours for free. And we can't do that without donors that catch the vision of what Jesus said about feeding the poor and taking care of the poor. And so it's been I've been the director. I volunteered for years and years and became the director 13 years ago. I was just going to babysit till we found one, but it is the joy of my life.
But now it's your baby.
It's my baby.
It is your baby, and you are doing
life.
amazing over there.
Well, it's incredible to see the things, not just feed and clothe and house. Emergency shelter is really important.
Exactly.
But also we have a program for men and women to come free of charge for a year, live with us and get clean and sober. Where else are they going to go? They can't afford rehab.
Exactly.
And so we are able to take them through classes, through counseling, through therapies, to learn, why'd you pick up the drink in the first place? Let's get to the bottom of this, or it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And so we have a graduation almost every month of someone that made it through their year. And it's a tough program.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And then actually get to become a real person out and give back to the community. That's what we teach. Listen, it's not just about you and getting clean and sober, but
it's what you're going to give back, because you've had this opportunity and you've been blessed to get where you need to be.
And they are taught that altruistic, volunteer, helping others mentality. And of course, we're faith-based, and so it's just been an extraordinary adventure to get to really see mommies with their children, their lives transformed.
Well, and in my experience, my first marriage, I experienced somebody that was heavily addicted to meth, and so I also worked at CPS, and so I saw so many families. It's not just one individual. When you have a family like that, it's like it involves everybody. It affects everybody in that. And so to have this agency that you're in charge of and taking control of, just to be able to get them the help that they need, it's amazing. And I thank you so much. And I know that, just from my experience and seeing it's hard. It's not easy. And I don't think anybody ever wakes up and says, I want to be a drug addict today.
I've said those same words, exactly.
I just feel like I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that I know that in Amarillo that is such a need, and I hate that it's a need, but I want you to know how honored I am to stand next to you and the people that work with you on a daily basis, just because you are touching so many lives and making so many awesome things happen. And that, from the bottom of my heart, first of all, it's probably gonna make me cry a little bit, but I just genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I think you're an amazing woman. I think your staff is incredible. And I just want you to know that this community loves you and supports you, as we are there for you. And I know that this community will continue to support you in everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Any events that you have, I know that you guys are always doing things. And what I want you to know is I'm so excited because you have this amazing kitchen at your facility, and I want to come and work with you and your staff and some of the people that are, you know, coming through the doors, that you're touching their hearts and just making an impact on them. I want to come and share that with you sometime and be able to cook over there.
That would be so fun. And I am not a good cook, and so I can't wait for you to teach me how to be a good cook.
Well, I tell you what, we will wing it. We'll go together because I only play a chef on TV. So I'm so excited that I've got to meet you and be a part of your life and your amazing staff's life. And I just look forward to being able to build this relationship with you and our friendship and make some things happen with you. And I know that this community is going to continue to bless Faith City Mission. And from the bottom of my heart, I just think you're amazing.
Thank you.
So I have a question for you. While you're already here and we're talking about things, how about we go in my kitchen and we cook some? We'll start today.
Yes, that's a wonderful
Let's do
idea.
it.
Okay.
All right. Hey guys, it's just me, Tonya, hanging out with my good friend. We are gonna make a Sicilian chicken. So today we're gonna use chicken in our Sicilian dish. You can do shrimp with it, but you know, here at Pesquera's, we love to make all of our guests happy. So you could also do salmon, or you could do anything you wanted. You could do chicken and shrimp. Heck, you could do salmon and shrimp if you wanted to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out, sweet girl. Here's what's gonna happen, okay? We're gonna get this burner going over here so that our skillet gets hot. So that way when we put our butter in it, we're gonna make some fire.
All right. Fire.
Okay.
That's a lot of fire.
Well, that's just a little bit right now because we're fixing to make a lot of fire, okay? So first we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take our chicken, and we just did a little bit of olive oil, and it has some black pepper and salt. So we're gonna bring it over here. We're gonna get it on the grill. So we're gonna get that going over here. We're gonna let it grill up. So now that we have that there, we'll just set this over here to the side. So we're gonna come over here. Now yours is where you're gonna start making your magic, okay?
Alrighty.
So let's take your butter. It is a lot of butter, but that's how we do things. So at Pesquera's, here's the thing. We love butter, and cheese is life, you guys. All right, there you go.
Flamish.
It is flamish. It is. So I'm gonna add your garlic for you while you keep it going. I'll turn it down just a little bit. That fire can be a little bit intimidating, but no worries, girl, you got it. You got this. All right, so now we have artichokes and mushrooms. Look at that, woohoo! All right, so we're gonna add those in. You're gonna keep it going. Now I'm gonna let you add your mushrooms in. There you go. Now you're gonna let that saute down for a minute or two. Well, probably not a minute or two because we make everything fresh, and so honestly, when we're making our dishes, it goes really, really fast. So like every time, yes, here you go.
Oh,
there you go. Oh, that's what she knows. Oh, okay, all right, there we go. That makes it better. So every time you come in the restaurant and order a dish, we saute it fresh, obviously, because we don't have things just sitting around to scoop out. So when you order it, you get it fresh. Like when you come in and order Alfredo or anything like that, like we don't have big pots of stuff just sitting around. So on our marinara, now we do make it every other day because we have a pot that probably stands that tall and is that big around. And so obviously with that, because it's hard, let me tell you, I don't like marinara day because you have to stir it like witch's brew, and it is a workout, girl. So, all right, so while we're letting this cook down a little bit, I want you to tell me about what are we doing for Thanksgiving this year at Faith City Mission?
Well, as you know, Thanksgiving is our very biggest day of the year, and so we serve about 450 people.
Okay.
And it's a celebration, a huge celebration.
Awesome.
And everyone comes just anticipating such a great day. We have a lot of volunteers that come
That's so
help.
awesome. And I'm hoping to be there with you that day. I would love to bring my girls and volunteer and be there. I would love to stand beside you guys and do that. That would be awesome.
But what also happens on that day is we have an outreach giveaway.
Okay.
So our little guests that come, our homeless guests that come, after dinner, they get to go receive a backpack full of all kinds of goodies and treats.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That makes my heart.
Well, the weather is getting cold, and they need gloves and hats and thermals and all
Exactly.
that in that
Well, and
backpack.
sometimes people don't think of that as we transition from season to season.
Yes.
We do need those things, and so we need those donations and those things to keep coming in,
Yes.
and the funds for those things so that we can get these things where they need.
Yeah.
So we have our mushrooms, our artichokes, our butter, and our garlic. I'm gonna put this in. Okay, now I'm gonna let you give it a real good shake, and that's where you're gonna make some fire.
This is
Yes,
what?
shake it a little. That was your sherry wine sauce. There you go. There you go. Oh, look at, heck yeah, girl. You got this. It is very of interest. So just when you make fire, just always step back because you want to go home with eyebrows. The first time I ever did it, I didn't have any left. So that's okay. I mean, we learn. That's what we do, right?
Yes.
So now as that sherry wine sauce is reduced down, I'm going to go ahead and add in some marinara, and I'm going to let you keep stirring that up. All right, so we're going to mix that up really good. They do get hot. Let me grab you a towel. I should have thought about that. I always forget. So if you want to do it, hold on to it like that.
No, it's this.
Oh, the tongs are? We can switch out if you want to.
Okay.
There you go. We have extra.
Oh, thank you.
We'll just lay those right there, and then we'll take them back in the back. Because our producer, camera guy over here, Brant, who makes all the magic, we're going to put him on dish duty today so we can dirty up all the dishes. All right, so we've let that saute up a little bit. So I'm going to put in the heavy cream, okay? All right, I know. Wow. So there you go. Wow. I'm going to let you stir that up and get that to a good boil. I'm going to come over here and flip our chicken that is going to be ready here in just a minute or two. We'll cover that little bad boy up. Hey guys, are we having fun? Look at this girl over here. She's a rock star. Okay, so now this is where we have to turn the fire up a little bit, okay? So we're gonna let this come to a boil, mix it all up. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt. And then what do we do with the leftover salt? Throw it over our shoulder for what? Good luck. So then we're gonna add a little pepper. So what happens, you have your marinara. Oh girl, that's okay. I do that all the time. Wow. There'll be noodles everywhere. So while that's coming to a boil, what kind of pasta? Do you want to do penne? We usually do penne with this one, but you can do linguine. Is penne good? Okay. So I'm going to get us some penne pasta, and we will get that ready. And so we always serve it over a pasta with our chicken. So we'll just dip it down over here. So we keep water boiled up. So we do prep our pasta in the morning because, you know, obviously it takes a minute. So then we just get it prepped and ready, and see your sauce is coming to a good boil. And what happens is you add your marinara and then your cream together, and you get that beautiful orange cream sauce, and it is so good. So sometime we'll have to do a vodka sauce. To me, I'll just take the breadsticks and the vodka sauce, and I'll make a meal out of it. Of course, you know, I have to go to the gym later to pay for that, but that's all right. So I'm gonna get us a checkered plate over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get our pasta put out while you continue to stir that. So while you keep that stirred up and going, I'm gonna get this penne, and I'm gonna go ahead and plate it over here because it'll go on the bottom, just like that. And while you're working on that, I'm gonna come over here with our chicken, and let's see. So we usually cut our chicken up, but today we're just gonna leave our chicken whole like that. So we'll lay the chicken over the top of the pasta. So let me go ahead and just make sure that we're good. So our chicken is ready. So we're gonna take this little bad boy over here. We're gonna lay it right here on top of our pasta. And then we'll add our sauce to it. So let's see, we're just, you know what, we just have a little bit longer, and then we'll be good. We're getting where we're supposed to be. I do, I want to, but I want you to do it. So see, when I call you one afternoon, I'm like, hey, I'm bored. Can I come over and you make me something?
Yes.
What are you gonna make for me? Oh, this? All right. Okay, so I think we're good. So we're gonna turn our fire off. Now, do you wanna pour it on top? You got it, you got it. So here we go. Yeah, that's all you do.
So
just take and put it right on top of there. There you go.
Wow.
And then you just come over to the side a little bit, get it all over the top over here too. Is that not perfection? So look at this amazing dish. This is a Sicilian chicken. Absolute beauty, perfect, looks amazing. I know it's gonna taste great because you made it. Oh! And you were awesome. So, all right guys, tell her, hey, you did a great job. Look at this dish, it's amazing. We're gonna go, head out, we're gonna taste this bad boy and make sure it's amazing, which I know it is. Here it is. So we have this absolute amazing dish. It's our Sicilian chicken here at the restaurant. prepared by no other than
Jena Taylor.
That's right, the beautiful lady that she is. So let's try it and see what you think.
Oh my goodness.
And this is the way that we love for our dishes to hit the table. Still hot and fresh because, you know, at Pesqueras, everything's hot and fresh.
It's hot. You should see the smoke
I
coming
know,
off.
I love it. It looks so good. I think you did an incredible job.
Thank you.
I think your husband's going to be so proud.
He's going to be surprised.
And now he's going to want to be like, okay, what are we having for dinner tonight? All right, let's see. Is it yummy? Yay. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today and hanging out with us. It's such an honor to be here. And if you feel it in your heart and you really want to do something amazing, give her a call, make some donations, do anything you can to support Faith City Mission, because they're doing incredible things here in town. And we just love you for what you do, and I appreciate you guys for continuing to support us here at Pesqueras. Don't forget, get your t-shirt. You know you want to get saucy. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, watch our YouTube videos, our Instagram. We have a lot of amazing things coming up over the holidays and the next couple of months. So, and I know you guys do too as well. So
yes.
Hang out with us because, hey, this is a power team right here, guys. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bob, you have been on the chat before. You've also been interviewed by Allie on Second Cup. Here you are on Fridays with Friends, and so honored to have you. Bob Fu is the founder of ChinaAid.org. He was there at the Tiananmen Square massacre. He has been in prison and tortured by the Chinese government, and so glad that he made his way to America. He's the author of God's Double Agent, that you can find on Amazon under Bob Fu. He's also a member on the Council of Foreign Relations. Welcome, Bob Fu. It's good to see your face, brother.
Thank you, Brent. Yeah, good to see you too.
Now, since we've spoken and since I've seen you in person, you actually have had members of Antifa, of the Chinese Communist government. You've had multiple people intimidating you and harassing you, and it started the day that you were speaking in Washington, D.C., at the live stream event called The Return. Since then, thankfully, your family is safe and you have been taken into a protective sheltering, so to speak, but nothing has stopped you, Bob. Tell me how your family is doing.
Yes, Brent, it's really God's grace and His protection. As you just mentioned, since September 26th and then October 4th. This is the 23rd day in a row. Those Chinese Communist Party mobs have been continuing gathering in front of my home, intimidation and harassment, basically nonstop, every day. So it's very surreal. My family had to be evacuated by the law enforcement, and I'm speaking to you in an undisclosed location under the law enforcement protection. So thankfully we are safe, but we have not been able to go back to our home for nearly a month now. So those Communist Party followers continue to do their propaganda, live streaming to tens of thousands of people every day from 9 to 4 every day. But we're not going to be intimidated. We're not going to be stopped for being a voice for those voiceless brothers and sisters. And if we stop our ministry to be an encourager, a messenger to the free world for those brothers and sisters in China, around the globe, for their human rights and freedom fight, and then the enemy's purpose will be fulfilled. So even, despite of the absence from our own home, our children, we all miss our home for nearly, 1 month already. We are continuing to expose the persecuted, the persecution, to encourage the persecuted, and to equipping the leaders from the Ministry of China Aid.
A lot of people in the faith world know who Bob Fu is, and nothing seems to stop you, brother. As a matter of fact, even this latest crisis, you just seem to be more determined. And more people that have not been in the faith community necessarily are hearing about Bob Fu. They're hearing about ChinaAid.org. And for those who don't know about China Aid, what would you have to tell them, Bob Fu?
Well, those of you who have not heard about China Aid, you can always go to www.chinaaid.org to find us, or Bob Fu, Google Bob Fu or God's Double Agent. You will find the description of my background and the Ministry of China Aid. So the China Aid is headquartered based in West Texas, Midland, Texas, and for over 20 some years, we have been on the front line in exposing the abuses of those persecuted faithful, and encouraging the abused, and also equipping the leaders by providing biblical worldview and rule of law trainings for hundreds of thousands of persecuted faithful in China. Right. So we're determined to continue to walk with the persecuted, as Jesus tells us to remember those who are in prison as if we are fellow prisoners. It's really what Jesus said, if I'm hungry, give me, a cup of water, a piece of bread, thirsty, a cup of water, naked, a piece of clothes, and in prison, visit me. So this is part of the China Aid ministries, to visit Jesus who are in prison under the Chinese ruthless communist regime.
You know, Bob, Amarillo is an incredible community. I see an incredible amount of benevolence. They care for each other. It's now my home. It's hard to find anyone around here that supports the atrocities of communism. There are a lot of things that people are saying and seeing now that may look a little bit all too familiar to you, my friend. What are the things that you are seeing happening in our country that you saw happen in China, including some of the promises that were abruptly interrupted by the sounds of tanks? What are some of the things that you're seeing right now, brother?
Yes, Brother Brant, what I have seen in the past 23 years in this country, and of course as a naturalized American citizen, when I first cast my presidential vote proudly back to 2004, I found some really alarming signs of this country it's very, very worrying, very worrisome. We have seen, those some of those misinformed or ill-informed the young men and women, college kids. They have nothing. Really experience of the socialism and communism, somehow being brainwashed by their college professors, and started to naively think, socialism must be better than market economy, than the freedom-driven, society, a civil society like the American founders ideal have founded this country. And I certainly see, when this, Antifa, when this, what happening in this summer, those politicians, those took on the street, and instead of law and order, became lawlessness, and became like even proud of their violence, their looting, their total disregard of the laws and the basic order for civil society. That's really tragic. I mean, when you, if you really want to taste a little bit about communism or socialism, I mean, just come and talk with me and many other freedom fighters who were imprisoned in China for just exercising the basic freedom of speech, freedom of association. They end up in the Chinese Communist prison for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. And for, just peaceful protests in Tiananmen Square, losing their two legs, and by the ruling Communist Party sent military tanks and machine guns, and by losing their family members. So this is really very worrisome. So I hope, with our own experience, and even if you don't believe me and other freedom fighters from China, just to go to North Korea, just go to China for a few weeks, and you will see how, kind of a total surveillance and police state would look like. And when the one party, the Communist Party, would dominate everything from your bedroom to your work room. I mean, from your screen on your computer that you will never be allowed to access to the YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And if you do 400 forwarding tweets by climbing the Communist Party's internet firewall, you would be subject for up to 19 years imprisonment. That's the guy I know, Mr. Zhang Haitao, received 19 years. We rescued his wife and the little kid to West Texas a few years ago because of the continuing threat to even his wife when she chose to speak up for her husband.
You were held by the Chinese Communist Party for 3 days straight, no sleep, under torture and under intimidation and mockery, but I'm so glad that both you and Heidi, that you live to tell the tale and that you are here with us in America. We stand with you, Brother Bob Fu. Go to Amazon.com, go to ChinaAid.org, and get that book, God's Double Agent.
What I want to encourage your readers, your viewers to do is really, pray for those who are persecuted, and pray for this nation. Cherish your freedom of democracy and to vote.
You're God's double agent, you're a true freedom fighter, and you're a dear friend and a leader of thousands of leaders. Such an honor to talk to you today, Bob Fu. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.